So today was finally the day when I was able to make my baby's Power Ranger themed birthday cake. He has been asking me for this cake, y'all. I'm telling you, it feel like for the last year. For the top layer, which I am frosting right now, was chocolate and the bottom layer was vanilla. Now this cake will be covered in fondant, but I still do a crumb coat and I do a top coat. I do the crumb coat, which I don't get that smooth, but that is definitely a perfect way to start practicing how to smooth your cakes is on a crumb coat. The reason the crumb coat doesn't need to be smooth is because it's the bottom coat. It's gonna be a thin layer just to lock in any crumbs. But if you are practicing on smoothing your cake, definitely practice on a crumb coat. Whenever I do my crumb coat, I let it sit in the fridge for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, for me personally, I do not freeze my cakes. For one, I ain't got no room in my freezer. All that food I got in my freezer, trust me, there is no room. And two, I am not as quick in putting the second layer of icing on my cake. And if you freeze your cakes, you got to work real quick with that buttercream. Baby, because once that buttercream's set, that is it. It's going to start peeling. It's going to start caking. It's going to start messing up your cake. And that's break. Now, it seems like I remind you guys a lot, but I am not a professional baker, nor do I know how to do everything that I want to know how to do. I am literally still in the process of learning how to decorate, bake, frost, ice, fondant, everything with cakes. Honestly, it's because I don't do cakes enough, but each time I do one, I get better and better. And they always say perfect practice makes perfect. So this is my second coat on my top tier cake, and I'm getting it as smooth as possible because afterwards I have to put fondant on it. And if you ever worked with fondant before, you know you have to have sharp edges and a smooth cake. And that was real smart this time because, baby, I did not make fondant from scratch. When I did my last baby's cake, I made some fondant from scratch. And then before that, I bought white fondant and I dyed it colors myself. This time, I bought all the colors I needed because I was trying to save as much time as possible. And this cake still took me like 2.5 hours. Why? Because I'm extra. Now, after I get my fondant as smooth and a real thin layer, I roll it up because I'm about to lay this thing on the cake. Now, before I put my fondant on my cake, I let it sit in the fridge for another 20 minutes to harden that top coat so the fondant isn't sliding off the cake. Now, how did I know how to do that? Trial and error. I had made a fondant cake and I tried to put the fondant on while the icing was still wet. Whoo! Disaster. But like I said, each time I do it, I get a little bit better. And when I work with fondant, having my precision knife is so key to everything that I'm doing. Now, I smooth this fondant out and try to get it as sharp as possible. Now, this is why I'm saying I'm being extra. So, I layered sections of my cake with the color of the Power Rangers. So, the top layer was blue because that's my son's favorite Power Ranger. So, the bottom layer, I layered it with the other colors of the Power Rangers. Now, mind you, there are many different colors of Power Rangers, but my son likes the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I mean the original, the one we grew up on, okay? He not watching Dino Charge, Ninja Steel, none of those. He wants the Mighty Morphin version. And he has assigned everyone in our close family a Power Ranger. He's the Blue Ranger, Mommy's the Pink Ranger. No, he doesn't know my name is Kimberly. Well, I'm sure he does, but he doesn't correlate it together. His oldest brother is the Black Ranger, and his youngest brother is the Red Ranger. Oh, and his dad is the Green Ranger, which actually works out because he loves the Green Ranger. Now, I stick these straws in so that my top layer does not cave into my bottom layer. I used about 5 boba tea straws. I got these from Kroger. They were pretty cheap there. If you can find them somewhere else for cheaper, go ahead. Put some icing on top, smooth it out because my top layer will sit on there. And I put this back in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Now I'm doing a white border for the bottom and top layers, kind of like the belt that's in our shirts. I use water so that it can stay and it can stick. Now again, this is me being extra, okay, y'all? I cut out a diamond shape, and now I'm using my precision knife to cut them out and place them all around the bottom of the cake. Just like the Power Ranger uniforms. Y'all see where I'm going with this. Y'all see it, right? Then I placed this Blue Ranger on top, and I steamed it to get the shine. I even placed little toys on the side because, baby, look at this. Boom. This Power Ranger cake was so fun with a nice cute cake topper that I got from Amazon. And look at my baby, y'all. Look at my baby, y'all. Happy birthday, CJ. All right, bye.